Well, good morning, everybody. This is Sandy Golston back here with another writing sprint here as I am wrapping up my official experience with NaNoWriMo, and I'm expecting that to be done this weekend. So the goal for me is going to be to reach that 50,000 word mark. And I'm thinking that that could happen either today, if I was really ambitious and aggressive, that could happen today, or it could end up happening on Sunday. So, we'll see what the writing schedule looks like for me today. I intend to get a lot of writing done, but at the same time, coming off a busy week. So I might end up, partaking in a lot of college football today and also some NFL on Sunday. And the thing about it for me, though, is that I do tend to do a lot of writing, even when I am partaking in watching football on TV. So we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and get started with some writing here. And let me get this all set here. I was having some technical difficulties earlier, so I'm a little bit behind where I need to be as far as getting going with this. So the project that I'm working on right now for NaNoWriMo is, let me get a word count here. Official word count right now. Now remember, the goal for NaNoWriMo is 50,000 words. So right now I am at about 44,700 words I'm at right now. So I'm in pretty good shape. So coming up close to 45,000 words for NaNoWriMo, which is pretty good considering we're only at November the 21st. NaNoWriMo is projecting that I will be done by November the 23rd, which would be Monday. But I'm thinking that I'm going to be ahead of the curve and hopefully be able to knock that out either today or maybe at worst, if that's a way of looking at it, on Sunday. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So right at about 44,700 words. I do keep some notes in the body of the story. So sometimes the word count can be a little bit skewed. So let me go ahead and get the timer ready for the first of 3 10-minute sprints. The last one I might end up doing 15 minutes. So we'll see how that goes. But let's go ahead and get to the timer here. Using dual monitors today for the first time, so things are a little bit iffy here. So bear with me here a little bit. Okay, set. Get the timer, move over here to the other screen. Go super full screen there. And hey, we got somebody joining us. Kaylin, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. You're at 42,000 words, so you're creeping up as well. So you're in pretty good shape likewise. Let me know about what kind of story are you writing? What kind of story are you working on? Mine is it's a thriller with siblings, and it starts off at a funeral, and the siblings discover that they are siblings, and they discover it through the mysterious death of their dad, and it sparks a series of events that either is going to bring them closer together or is going to divide them farther apart. And as part of this, there's a component with the moms as well, because they're finding out that they are linked by the man that died. And so it sets off a series of events that brings in criminal elements, law enforcement elements, all trying to solve this mystery of what's going on, and it leads to kind of a dramatic ending. So I have really never spent quite so much time working on an outline, and even still, when you work on the outline quite a bit, and I'll get to the first writing sprint here in a little bit, but when you work on that, when you work on an outline, a lot of times, what happens is no matter how much you try to stick to the outline, once you start flowing and the characters start coming together and they start developing their personalities and who they are and what they're going to be, and you start putting them in situations and you start thinking about how they're going to react to the situations that they're in, sometimes the characters develop in a way that's maybe different than what you anticipated when you first started to do your character sketches. If that's what you do, that's what I do. I do put together character sketches. And so as the characters developed, I found myself a couple of times just kind of deviating a little bit from the script or from the outline, so to speak. And I think it was for the better. So there was a recent ad lib, if you will, that took me in a little bit of a different direction, all going to the same endpoint, so to speak. But I took a little bit of a different route to get there. And I think it added a layer to it that I think was really important and I think beneficial, and I think will ultimately really help to keep the story going and help it further develop from here. So, okay. Let me go ahead and get ready, and we're going to start the first 10 minutes writing sprint here. I'll get ready to mute my mic here in a little bit. Let me put a little message in here. All right, so Caitlin says, I'm working on a sci-fi mystery that has aspects of time travel, futuristic plans, strong friendships, and good representation. See, this is actually, it's interesting you mentioned that. I'm going to start the sprint here in a little bit, and then I'll come back with some more commentary. But it's interesting you mentioned that, because that's actually a genre in terms of not only writing, or actually more so reading, that I'm really trying to break into a little bit more. To expand my reading interest. And also I'm looking at getting into it from a little bit more of a writing standpoint as well. And I actually have a series that I've outlined and developed, and I'm pretty excited about it. And I think I might end up jumping into that. In fact, I almost jumped into book 1 of that series for NaNoWriMo. So once I get done with this book, I think I might jump into that series, because I've never actually done a series before. So I'm excited about that possibility as well. So sounds really interesting, and it's hopefully that continues to go well. I know 50,000 is the word count for NaNoWriMo, but I'm thinking mine's going to end up being probably it's probably going to take me 70 to 75,000 words to actually bring it around to the finish line here. So, all right, with that, we're going to go ahead and start the first 10-minute writing sprint. I'm going to mute, and then I'll rejoin you guys in about 10 minutes. All right, time's up for the first writing sprint. Let me yank that thing off the screen right there. And for me, in this first 10-minute writing sprint, hopefully that flashing red light's not making people trip out here. For this first writing sprint, I was able to clock in 414 words in 10 minutes is what I was able to come up with. So feel pretty good about that. 414 words. And I am at when I structure my stories, I work in a 3-act format. I'm not sure what you guys work in terms of outline. Let me know, those of you who are writing. I know, Kaylin, you said you're targeting about 80 or 90,000 words to bring your story to a conclusion. And Simon, I don't know. Let's see what Simon's got here. 285 words for Simon. Nicely done. You need about 200 words to get to 30K. So you're in pretty good shape to be done by the end of the month. Let's see, Kaylin, you got in 325 words. So great job by you guys to get that done. Tell me about how you guys outline, because what I do is a 3-act format. And I've talked about in the past, when I'm outlining, most of the time I usually do a pretty simple outline, which is basically the character sketches, very basic character sketches of the main characters. And then I do kind of a timeline, and I usually break that out into a 3-act format, which really works for me in terms of structuring it and helping me to stay on track. But generally speaking, I'm kind of a pantser in that I just kind of like to get writing and like to flow. And sometimes even when I do have that outline, I'm still going to just like flow and flow and flow and flow. And so that's just kind of typically how I do it. But of course, everybody does it a little bit differently. So to each their own. But for me, it's an easier way to do it. And I'm always exploring alternate ways of doing things in terms of how you outline, how you structure to make sure that you're able to stay on track. Because I just released a video on the channel this morning about my writing graveyard. And the writing graveyard for me is stories that I start and I maybe get 8,000-10,000 words in, and I stall. And typically when I've stalled on stories like that, it's because I didn't outline very well. And because I didn't outline very well, sometimes I either one, got bored with the story because I didn't like where it was going and I didn't really think it through. Or two, I was still kind of interested in writing the story, but because I lacked a focus for where I wanted to go, I stalled, and then another interesting project comes up, and all of a sudden your attention span is short, and you're just like, you know what, I don't have a lot of time to waste, so I'm just going to move on to the next story, and then you have a dead story that's just laying there with 8,000 to 10,000 words. So let's see, Kaylin, I'm quite a pantser too, but I try to use the 15-point structure, okay, as much as I can, which is similar to the 3-act one. Yeah. I've heard a little bit about that, but I'm actually now kind of curious to maybe check into that a little bit to learn a little bit more about that, because that sounds interesting. And I'm always looking for different ways. I was watching a video from another YouTuber, an author tuber, who was talking about different structures to outline. So let's see, Simon, I usually have a vague outline with the most important story events, but then I can go crazy and go as far as scene cards. Yeah, very good. I know a lot of people that do use scene cards, that's for sure. So basically super detailed. Yeah, again, having that structure for me is just better. But at the same time, I do like to just flow sometimes. And every once in a while I'll get a story, I'll just get going. Pantser. Yeah, I mean, I've become less of a pantser as I've gone on. So probably in the last couple of years, I've become a little bit more structured. But I do still sometimes, man, I get a story idea and I just like to just get down there and just start to flow here. So, all right. So it looks like we're at the top of the hour. So I'm going to start the next 10-minute sprint here. So we're going to go until about 10 after the hour. So I'm here in the Eastern time zone. So we're going to writing sprint until about 11:10 a.m. EDT. So that's what we're looking at right now. So everybody get yourselves ready here because I'm going to go with another 10 minutes. So I got in, like I said, 414 words, and that was pretty solid for me. I was pretty happy with that. I was in a good spot. So I felt pretty good about that. Okay. All right. So sprinters, to your marks. Ready, set, go. Okay, sprint number 2 is in the books. For those of you participating, let me go ahead and rack up what I was able to get done. And oops, I went back a little too far here. Hang on. All right. I actually outdid myself, not at the risk of patting myself on the back. So I ended up clocking in 654 words. Well, and now I will say 654 words, and a lot of that was dialogue. So it flowed really, really fast for me. I was able to, really just kind of flow with that because I knew where the conversation was headed. So it was pretty easy for me to just flow with it. So I just was just smashing out words. And I'm a fairly fast typist. I work in a job where I spend a lot of time on the computer typing. So I'm sure a lot of people are probably like, wow. I mean, but it's crazy. Yeah, it is. It is kind of crazy, Simon. I was just in a groove. And so I just kind of, was really, 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 really flowing with it. So, let's see what we got here. So Simon, you got 313. Very, very good. It puts you right at 30K. So thumbs up right there. That's really, really, really cool. So congrats on that. That's a definite milestone. I don't know if you guys are signed up on NaNoWriMo.org, but I've signed up there, and so I'll probably update that before. Or probably not long after I get off of this live stream. I'll go ahead and notch that up and see where I stand there, because I think what did I say? I was at 44,700 something words coming into today. So I'm in a pretty good spot right there. So let me catch up on some of these comments right here. Caitlin, 174. Sometimes steady wins the race. So nice work there, getting it in. Yeah, 600 words. Yeah, like you said, that was again, a lot of it was dialogue, so that was pretty easy. And I kind of know where I'm going. And I think when I know where I'm going, I can really smoke in terms of writing. This week was really busy at work, so I didn't really get in as much writing because of a lot of work that I was doing, especially yesterday. And I was hosting a radio show, co-hosting a radio show yesterday in the morning. So that took up a lot of time on Friday. And again, just other work-related stuff just really commanded quite a bit of my time. So, so I didn't get as much in today. And so maybe I was just a little bit eager and I was just like fired up to get going. So, it gives me like 1,000 words here so far in this sprint. So I'm knocking on the door of 50,000. Same time tomorrow, I'm going to be doing another writing sprint. So hopefully I will hit 50,000. I may have to hit the pause button, because if I get in a real good writing groove, I might, just go crazy and end up doing it, getting it all in today. I doubt that will happen, but you never know. So let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Kaylin, I needed to do some research, which is why it took me a while to get this scene down. Yeah, that's an interesting point too. Even after I outline, sometimes I have to go. Like when I was writing last night, I was I can't remember what I looked up now. It just kind of slipped my mind. But I was writing about something and I needed to do some research. Oh yeah, it was a vehicle. It was a type of vehicle. I was trying to think about an expensive, large vehicle. And so I was trying to look up something, and I ended up putting my character in a 2020 Escalade. So Cadillac Escalade. And so I was looking up Cadillac Escalade and how much it cost and what it's like and some of the features that are in it that make it unique, that make it worth, I think it says like $70,000. I mean, there's people that have houses that don't cost $70,000. So, and then I ended up referring to the Escalade as a house on wheels. So it was kind of cool to just look that up. And that happens sometimes, like if you're using real locations, sometimes what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll map quest it or something like that to find out the distance from this location to that location. Or if I have two fictional locations, but in my mind they're based on two real locations, then again I'll go into map quest or something like that and figure out what the difference is in terms of distance to get from A to B, so to speak. So you're right. Research is very important. I'm trying to find my mouse here, my cursor here, so I can get us set for the next 10-minute writing sprint. So everybody is hopefully getting ready here. We're going to do one more. I think I'm going to crank it up to 15 minutes here. Hang on. Let's go back here. I'm going to make this one 15 for the last writing sprint of this particular session. So we're going to go 15 minutes for this one. So everybody get ready for that. And, I'm just going to have some fun with this part here a little bit. I might go back and add some pieces to another part. Now, usually when I get going, I don't like to typically go, like in the old days, I would just go back and I would write something and I would go back and rewrite it. And then I would go back and rewrite something that happened a couple chapters before because I thought of something. And now what I do is typically I'll just take notes and I just try to flow and not stop the rhythm, especially if I get in a nice rhythm, which I've been in this morning. So you guys have had an opportunity to see me in a good writing rhythm. So here we go. We are going to go 15 minutes. So that's going to take us almost just a little past the bottom of the hour. So everybody take your mark, as they say in track and field. And we are going to go. Here we go. 15 minutes. So everybody get on the grind. Here we go. Okay. The 15-minute writing sprint is officially done. Get that thing off the screen so nobody starts tripping out. Let me post. Oh, wow. I actually outdid myself here again. Did not think that was possible, but this here. I'm using two computers if you hadn't picked up on that. Actually, per minute, I'm probably a little bit down, but I notched 677 words in that 15-minute writing sprint. So that was pretty good for me. I feel like pretty good about that. It was I just got in a nice groove again. I'm still in this one scene right now where one of the characters is engaged with a police officer who is trying to convince her that it's in her best interest to accept a protection detail for her benefit. So let's see what else was going on here. Let's see. Simon 307, and I'm thinking I'll try to finish my chapter today, almost at the end. So nice work there. I think you're in a nice groove right there. Let's see, Kaylin, let's see what you got. You got 467 words, which is the most I got on this stream. So hats off to both you guys. Just great work in this writing sprint. So, you know, it was, man, it was hours gone really fast. So I'm really excited about the progress that I'm making. I need to tally up to see where I'm at here. It looks like I am coming up on, let's see, 46,400 words. So I'm at about 4,000 words away from conquering NaNoWriMo and putting me probably about 3/4 of the way into the finish of this particular story. So I'm in a pretty good spot right there. Off camera tonight, I'll probably get in another couple thousand words. So tune in tomorrow, the same time. We're going to have pretty much the same format tomorrow. And I'm going to hopefully hit that 50,000 word mark for NaNoWriMo. And I'll be able to punch that in and pull that up right on the screen and show you how we go there. So let's see what else you guys got here. Simon, I think I've seen you on another stream. I think there was some talk about robots. You know, I tell you one thing. I really seriously want to get more into science fiction writing and reading as well. And I'm sure I probably need to do some science fiction reading first to be able to get in a little bit more of that groove right there. So it sounds like you two are pretty active in some other streams. I am as well. I'll probably, once I get off of here in a few minutes, I'm going to probably go check out what some other people are doing. And, you know, see how everybody's progressing here as we come up on Thanksgiving week. And I'm not sure how much writing some people are going to be doing. You know, with the pandemic, a lot of people are probably maybe not going to be able to spend as much time with extended family. And some people are probably going to be, you know, solo for Thanksgiving. So we'll see how that goes. That's going to be my situation. So I'll probably be getting a lot of writing in. You know, to be honest with you, I'll probably hit 50,000 words, if not tonight, then tomorrow. And, you know, with a week, next week, that's going to be a short work week for a lot of people and some time off for some people as well. I'm looking at probably having a pretty productive week. I might be able to, you know, a week from now, I might be able to pretty much be wrapping this thing up. So let's see. Simon says, how it's funny. Yeah, sci-fi is so much fun. I'm reading Dune. You know, Dune is a story that I've heard about quite a bit. It's actually a book that I've always wanted to get a copy of. So I might have to check that out. You know, I'm always looking for recommendations outside my normal reading comfort zone. And so science fiction is one area where I'm always looking for some tips, you know, some good books to read, especially books. sometimes when you're breaking into a genre and one that you don't normally read, or you haven't necessarily always had a lot of interest in, sometimes it's kind of interesting to look for a title that maybe is a good intro book to that genre, something that's maybe easy to read so you can kind of ease into it a little bit. So I'm always looking for titles like that. But yeah, so yeah, it's just going to be really interesting to see what happens. So appreciate you guys joining me here. Been a lot of fun. And, I'm just, again, looking forward to just another writing sprint tomorrow, as I mentioned, about the same time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. So join me for that. Should be able to hit the 50,000 word mark by then. So yeah, looking forward to that tomorrow. So appreciate you guys joining me. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And hopefully everybody's going to have a productive and fun and hopefully relaxing Saturday. As for some of us like me, who's a college football fan, I'm looking forward to checking out some college football here. Going to have lunch here in about an hour or so, and we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Kaylin's got the Illuminate Files is a fun starter. It was the first science fiction I read. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and check that out then, and give that a look. To see how I can break into the genre. One thing, life is too short, and to focus on one genre that you like without at least taking the opportunity to explore other genres. So yeah. Thank you, Kaylin. Thank you, Simon, and for others who have dropped in. It's been great to have you guys, and I hope you guys have time on Sunday to join me for another one. And we'll just keep on our journeys, and hopefully we'll continue to make progress and see ourselves coming down toward the finish line right now. And so the light's at the end of the tunnel. It's not a train, it's a finish line. So let's all get there. So thank you guys for joining me, and have a great rest of